for gracing this occasion. It's our first time in Akwa Ibom, and like we have all rightly mentioned, I have never driven on any road that is as clean as your road in Nigeria. And the level of organization and intentionality, I'm not sure there's any state that is as clean as this state as well. All right, and I've driven around. I've not seen any refuse dump, so thank you very much for what you do. Now, this is an opening remark, and just to appreciate all of you for coming. And so I have titled this, Bridges of Hope, Family Life Practice, a Social Engineering for Africa's Next Generation. So I'm just going to quickly breeze through this. You see, from where I come from, you can keep my slides on. They would say that if you see a man who is carrying a load that is bent, and then you are abusing the man. Next slide, please. And you are saying, oh, your load is bent. But the man looks at you and says to you, why are you abusing me or accusing me of a bent load when you have not looked down? Because if you look down, you realize that I'm limping. So the load is not bent because I intended to be so. It's because I'm limping. And what it is simply saying is that oftentimes we talk about a problem and we don't intentionally look at the root cause. That most of the challenges we're having in our world today is from the family. We say that the family is the production factory of society. And so if you look at the crisis we're dealing with across Africa, you call it attempted stealing. Then he asks you to pull out your pocket. Then my father will beat you. Then he will say to you, when you steal the money that is not yours, when you start making your own, your pocket would have been torn, it never stays. Now, so when I grew up and I started doing businesses for governments across the nations, there are times what they have given me is actually more than what I need. And so I take what is mine and I retire the rest. The first time I did it in Lagos, they were looking at me and said, are you a pastor? Why are you doing this? But you know the voice of my father. And so we need to understand that the most important nation on earth is the family, because the family is the production factor of society. But you see, there is a place in a family, which is the first family school. Please, you need to flip the slide. And that's the dining table. I don't know how many of you remember the dining room or the dining table, because a lot of things happen from the dining table. Now, how many of you ever stole meat when you were younger? Can I see your hands up? You stole the meat. All of us are. Okay, good. You guys are very honest. Why did you steal the meat? All the people in my generation, I can speak for you. I know why we stole. Because on this dining table, you will see daddy with 6 meats. You will see mommy with 4. They will now give you, you see, the children of nowadays, you guys cannot relate with the leg of chicken. How many of you have chicken leg? We don't even see it anymore. They will now give you that chicken leg, but then with a condition. You are supposed to finish your food before you eat it. So as a child, you can see corruption on the table. You can see scarcity and you can see abundance on the same table. Then you are wondering, why is my own different? Is it a crime to be a child? And then, what do you do by the time they have gone to bed? You tiptoed into the refrigerator, but you know the funny thing, you don't even know how to steal properly. Because you will now bite it, your tooth will now show on the meat. But you see, this table is where we can teach a whole lot. Because you can teach abundance, you can teach scarcity. So when that child gets into power, it's already used to scarcity mentality. So it's going to be stealing resources that he doesn't need. And so we complain about him, but we can't trace it back to childhood. A whole lot of things happen on this table that we can resolve. So as we have come to building bridges, there are about 4 bridges that I'm hoping that at the end of this conversation today, Africa must rebuild. Number 1 is the bridge that is called generational bridge. It's almost as if there's a fight between the older generation and the younger generation. You know, up till now, when I disagree with people on social media, I still can't fight them dirty. But young people come and they disagree and they curse their leaders. I couldn't do it. So we need to rebuild that bridge between generations to say we can heal, we can reclaim family values. When I was younger, if you met someone that was older than you, in fact, from where I come from in Nigeria, if somebody was older than you, by one day, you call them auntie, you call them brother, then you don't greet them by shaking their hand. You bend or you prostrate. But right now, they say hi, That's even if they say I, they are nice. They may not even be aware that you exist. Right? And then they drag you like tiger generator. If you do something that is wrong, they will just be cursing you. Right? We need to rebuild that. Number two, the bridge between men and women. We need to restore respect. You see, for the life of me, I couldn't understand how men beat their wives. In the early days of my practice, I had women who were domestic violence victims. You know what I used to do for them? I would send them, pay for their training at taekwondo schools, right? And I will make sure that they go for their practices. Not because they can fight their husband, no, they don't need to fight him. They will go far and become black belters. On the day of their investiture, I will ask them to invite their husband to come and observe. And you know, during the investiture, you have to do sparring session with someone bigger than you. So they will suddenly see their wife take on a giant, and with one leg, 2 slaps, and the guy is down. So they go back home. They say nothing. But you know, consistently, a miracle always happens. No beating since then. In fact, one woman said to me, she said, I got angry. My husband got angry one day, and I said, sweetheart, are you hungry? He said, no, I am not. So when men say that they beat their wives because, you know, they have anger problem, they don't have anger problem. They are just wicked. Because if you have anger problem, when mobile policeman stops you, you should slap him. If your anger has regard for gun and mobile policemen, then you don't have a weakness. Right? And so we need to bring back that handshake where men can respect women, women can respect men, because we are better together than apart. Right? So I'm hoping that we can rebuild that bridge. Number 3, rebuild the bridge between tradition and modernity. We cannot afford to cast our culture, our tradition away. There are still parts of our culture that is valid. Culture of respect, right? We can't import America here. I live in America, and I work in America. And we can say to you right now that America can be termed sometimes as packaged fraud. They package what they want you to see. The real thing that happens within America, it doesn't make the news. Wherever you have human beings, you will find the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And so we need to rebuild that. Number 4, we need to rebuild the bridge between healing and nation building. Many of our young people are very upset. And you see, you can be upset deservedly so, because you think that your future has been stolen. But you see, I'm 48 this year. I can never remember any time Nigerians did not complain about any government. If you remember any time, just tell me. It always seems that the previous government is better than the new one until the next one comes, then you realize, what's going on? Because in this same Nigeria, I was eating the leg of chicken in 1984 that some of you wanted to go back to, right? If it was that good, Rosie, why was I eating the leg of chicken? Right? It's always the same issue all the time. But I always say to people, our leaders were taken from our families. And so, engineers build bridges that connect cities. Family life professionals must build emotional bridges that connect generations. So here are my clarion call as I end this welcome address. 1, government must invest in family systems. That's why I appreciate our First Lady, right? I know that she does a lot in family life. In fact, the first time I heard about her was from a young man called Benga Totoyi, right? And Benga said, Prince, you need to meet her. I said, really? I said, okay. And said, oh, they're doing something, but I couldn't come because I was in the US. So I've known a lot about you from some of the things you do. Number 2, churches and mosques must move beyond ceremonies into restoration of system. And McCarthy put it absolutely well. You see, the curriculum for premarital counseling has expired. We need to embrace new ones. And there's no arrogance about it. Whatever works, we must be humble to admit it. There's no revelation you want to give about marriage that can make marriage work that has expired. Right? And so we need to revamp our curriculum. Schools must teach emotional intelligence and parenting preparation. That's why I appreciate my brother, what he's doing in Uyo. If I have a child in Uyo, he will go to that school. All right? And so we appreciate you. Media must stop glorifying dysfunctioning. We talked about that. I mean, that sponsors, to put this event together, we wrote to several sponsors. But guess what? It's not Davido. It's not Wizkid. It's not Burna Boy. So they're not interested. And so they bring people who will dance naked, sell these wrong values, and they will still go and say, our children are spoiled. Who is funding the dysfunctionality? It's you, right? It's time that we begin to fund values-driven projects. Lastly, family life professionals must become data-driven and systems-oriented. You see, the family is the first boardroom, the first leadership school, the first emotional classroom, the first governance system, the first economy, and the first place where Africa's future is either built or broken. If Africa gets the family right, she gets leadership right, And if she gets leadership right, she can change the future. Perhaps the future of Africa will not be built in parliament, boardrooms, or oil fields. Perhaps it will be built around dining tables in healed conversations between father and sons, mothers and daughters, husband and wife, because when families heal, nations flourish. If we build bridges instead of borders within our homes, Africa will not merely survive the future, Africa will heal the world. So we want to appreciate all our sponsors. We want to thank Avidor, Mainstack, Fincrest, Poco, Dotboard, the Network of Family System Engineering. We want to thank all of you. Akwa Ibom State Government, we want to thank you. The Office of the First Lady, thank you very much. National Center for Women Development from Abuja, we want to thank you. They flew all the way from Abuja to represent the Honorable Adedayo Benjamin Lani. Thank you very much for coming. Local Organizing Committee, everyone, young people who showed up, everyone who came early, we say thank you. We apologize for starting late. It's not in our character, right? We don't believe in African time, but we apologize nevertheless. But thank you for keeping faith with us. Akwa Ibom, thanks for receiving us. God bless you. Let's have a wonderful deliberation.